I do a training for a lot of executives when they're calling me on team building and how to really become healthy, cohesive teams. I do this training called the tyranny of the what. Everybody say that. The tyranny of the what? Say it one more time. The tyranny of the what. So I go into their training room and I sit them down and we're talking, we're discussing, and I'm beginning coaching sessions with groups. And then I get on the board and draw this huge circle. I want you to imagine this huge circle right here. And this circle, I label it and I write on top of the circle, what? What? Big circle, on top it says what? Big circle, and on top it says what? And as we're talking, I talk about what are you doing? What are you doing? What are the processes? What are your tasks? What needs to be done? And then I begin to say that anytime an organization gets caught in the what, then dysfunction comes. Anytime we get focused on the task, you lose more people. You have high turnover because we're more focused on the task. And in the middle of that big circle with the label on top called what, I put right in the middle the heartbeat of the circle, which is called who. W-H-O. Who. We have big circle, what? And in the middle is this place called who. I make it small because it's so easy to leave from who you are as an organization and get caught up in the tyranny of the what, to where what you're doing is now leading your life. And then when you go on vacation, you're so, I'm so glad to get away from this. But when you operate from the who, you go on vacation but can't wait to get back to your job. Because you have an identity. Somebody say that word, identity. What is your identity as an educator? What is the school board's identity? And do you make decisions from that identity? Do you hire from that identity? Now, I love basketball. Any basketball fans out here? Football fans, I'm sure, are all out here. Football fans, right? Whenever a team gets caught in this big circle called the what, the coach, if he or she is smart enough, calls a timeout. Why? Because we're operating in this task movement. We're getting turnovers. We're getting the ball stolen. We're not in our position because we left our identity. And if organizations are going to succeed, if organizations are going to really achieve greater success and see human achievement and prosperity go from point A to a successful point B, they need to learn to get out of the what and get into the who. Who are we as an organization? What is our identity? Do we hire based off of this identity? Or do we just hire people based on what they do? And then you bring people in and then the culture changes. People are not working well together because we focused on hiring off of the what. But when you hire off of the who, that's calling a timeout. Sometimes in organizations, especially education, when you're dealing with the ever-changing vicissitudes of people, families, students, teachers, principals, superintendents, district, county staff, board members, people change. But when we operate out of who, our identity, that's that timeout. Sometimes you get caught up in the what. Am I right or am I right? Thank you. You get caught up in the what. Sometimes we just need to call a timeout. Say, we've lost who we are. I love the San Antonio Spurs, Coach Pop. Everybody, if you watch basketball, you know about Coach Popovich. There is an identity with the San Antonio Spurs. They bring team people in or team members in who fit the identity. They bring in people who fit their culture. And if you don't work with the culture, you get fired. Because understand this, culture is more important than vision. Let me say it again. Culture is more important than vision. A lot of people love to show me, Barry, come on, we have our vision statement on the wall, but is there a culture for that vision? Now, if you wrote that down, culture is more important than vision, write this down. Identity is more important than culture.